an original MCM production.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
Hello, my name is Dr. Eve Hall. I am the President and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Wisconsin, an organization dedicated to the growth and sustainability of African American owned businesses in Greater Milwaukee and around the state. Today I am so honored to host What's Going On, which is truly hosted by none other than Martha Love. Our subject today is Marketplace 2015, and I am so honored to have 3 community and business leaders who are making a difference here in our city and state. And I would really like for each of them to introduce themselves, starting with Jacqueline Ward, please.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Martha, for allowing us to talk about our respective organizations. My name is Jacqueline Ward. I'm the Fondy North Economic Development Corporation's Executive Director, and we also manage the Business Improvement District on North Avenue in Fond du Lac. And our committed goal is to work with emerging and established business in the city to revitalize the commercial corridors in our community.
Thank you. See you.
And thank you. My name is Seyum Mengesha. I'm the Minority Business Development Manager for the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. My job is really to support statewide minority businesses and minority and ethnic organizations that support minority businesses.
Thank you, Sam. Marjorie?
My name is Marjorie Rucker, and I'm the Executive Director of the Business Council. And what we are best known for is helping minority-owned businesses within the state of Wisconsin learn how to engage with corporations.
So, viewers, our 3 guests today will engage in a conversation with me on Marketplace 2015. I happen to have the card that's being used to promote this wonderful event. It is the Wisconsin Governor's Conference on Minority Business Development, including women-owned businesses and disabled veteran-owned businesses here in the state of Wisconsin. It's a very important conference that is being held October 29th and 30th. I'm going to shape our discussion today around 4 topic areas. 1, a full overview of Marketplace. 2, an introduction to a new program on Marketplace. 3, perspectives and experiences from our guests, who, as you heard earlier, represent the Fondy Economic Development Corporation, Bid 32, and the Business Coalition, and the Business Council. But I want to start with the actual state facilitator for this event, Seyum Mengesha, who will please take some time with us, Seyum, to speak to just the framework. What is Marketplace 2015? Really, how was it started? What does it mean? Give us that full view of what a person will walk into.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to start by saying this is a historical program. This is our 34th year that we are holding this. And it started as an opportunity to bring minority businesses with the government and other corporation buyers and give them the opportunity to show their product and services and be able to network and connect. Over the years, it has developed into including seminars and workshops, expo hall areas where exhibitors can show their products and services. And then we do also have a program where minority businesses can compete for an award-winning luncheon. These competitions are very positive and help us to bring their important way of recognizing the different successes these businesses have. It's a great opportunity for these businesses to participate in a kind of reorganizing themselves and saying, oh, I've done all these things. So it encourages others and it also supports those participants.
So tell me, who are the people that would attend your conference and get the most from it? Tell me all the different people that should be attending and thinking about attending.
Minority and women and veteran-owned businesses. We target those groups to have this opportunity to connect and experience this kind of conferences at a very affordable cost. But it's not only the minority businesses, also government and corporation buyers that want to do business with these communities want to participate also, including such as bankers and lenders, and resource organizations like yours, chambers and organizations that want to connect and provide technical and financial assistances. So it's both the businesses and service providers.
So I know personally that the marketplace has been a phenomenal event over the years. And part of my background, as you know, Tommy Thompson. So I remember when we had it, then we've had Governor Doyle, Governor Walker. I mean, every governor has really pushed marketplace. But last year, you had an incredible year, from my understanding. It was, I think, the highest attendance ever. So talk a little bit about, how did that happen where it just has become explosive in a place that people really want to attend?
I think it has become, for people, a place to be there on this kind of events. Over the years, it has helped people to understand the significance and the opportunities that you can have under one roof. We have expanded the programs, as I said, to include seminars and workshops, be able to exhibit your product and services, be able to network, and also have fun during the reception and the lunch. It's not just a serious thing, but you are able to connect with people. And I have some comments people have said that, by the time I leave marketplace, I have practice about my business, because you will be talking to 10, 20 individuals saying, so what do you do? Well, I do this and this and this. So in the beginning, you might find it a little bit difficult to put it in a minute or so. But within 2, 3 practices, you'll be starting to get exactly the message you want to give to others. So it also is an elevated speech that you will create. So I think from different angles, it has started to make sense for people to spend the time, because we understand it's, you are taking your time away from your business to attend these conferences.
That's right.
But there is a dividends that the networking and the connections you get, it's a piece of marketing. People spend for marketing. This is what it is. You pay about $40 if you are a member of Chambers, and you'll have your breakfast, your lunch, and connecting with many resources.
Right. So that comes to Jackie and Marjorie. You both have constituents who will take advantage of this day, and both of you have experienced Marketplace over the years. So talk to me about what you see this meaning. I'll start with you, Jackie.
Okay.
What does this Marketplace mean for your constituents? What does it mean for you as a business leader over the Business Improvement District? What difference does this make?
Well, first I want to start off by complimenting Seyum, because when you asked about what made the difference in the attendance last year, it has to do with what we talk to our business owners and emerging business owners all the time, and it's about marketing. Because Seyum is an expert marketer.
Yes, he is.
Contacting, offering incentives, all of those things is what he does and what we try to encourage our business owners and entrepreneurs to do. So when they go to Marketplace, they're they're leading by example. So the marketplace is leading by example by showing them some of the things that they need to do in their own business, in their own professional development, which includes talking to individuals, your elevator pitch, as they call it, or passing out your business card, or getting somebody else's and making sure you follow through with that. So when we talk about marketplace, we encourage people to get the full experience of it. Go there, expect to network, expect to make it connections, and think about what you did, how you reacted, how people reacted to you, and bring that back to your business or your entrepreneurial idea if you're an emerging business.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Marjorie, what about you?
Yeah, so everything that Jacqueline said, I also want to give credit to Sayum and the team at WEDC, as well as all of the different ethnic chambers here in the city of Milwaukee, for promoting this event. There were 600 people there last year. I would say 90% were business owners. So when you look at those numbers, you have almost 500 business owners from around the state of Wisconsin that are either minority owned, women owned, or veteran owned. That is huge. And when we look at the city, for example, we're always saying, where are minority-owned businesses? Who are they? We think it's so few. So just to see the richness in how many people come out to experience Marketplace, it's great. So, I think we definitely need to talk about the amount of businesses that are there and what they experience, which is, the networking, which is very important. So if you come or you encourage someone to attend, bring business cards. There's spotlight presentations on the day of. I know that I was privileged to do a spotlight one time, but and things that you can learn, things that you may already know, you want to learn more about. So whether it's a resource, whether it's technical assistant, meaning you think you have a problem, you want to learn a little bit more about how you can solve it. Talking to the buyers at the state, if you're ever interested in doing business with the state, or you just want to know what they buy. It's a great place to come and learn that. The expo hall is full of every different state entity is there, as well as corporations, other business owners. So, I can't sing its praises enough. It's a great opportunity.
Excellent. So
I want to interject a little bit on that.
Sure.
I think the success also comes from the way we've changed ourselves to ask and involve organizations, because we as a state, we are a little bit one step removed from the daily situation. So we have over 20 organizations participating in the planning of this marketplace.
Yes.
That's really when we saw the change of participation. They are bringing to us good ideas. Yeah. We're working together, and Marjorie is also, and your organization are part of the committee, and that is the key for the exponential increase in terms of attendance as well. And the other one I think Marjorie mentioned is this is a unique opportunity where businesses will have one-on-one from 10 to 15 minutes with buyers. This is with government and corporation buyers. We guarantee that those businesses that come there will have that opportunity, not with just one. There are over 30 to 40 buyers, and that's a great opportunity.
Excellent. And we know, being in business, relationships is everything. If people don't know you, if they haven't met you, they don't know your product, it doesn't matter how good you are. Right. So this is a perfect opportunity for our businessmen and women to promote what they are doing and get the needed expertise, additional information from each other, as well as from the experts. So Sayum, who is the king of collaboration as well. In fact, I call Martha Love the queen of collaboration, so I just found the two. But anyway, there's a new program this year. It is the Small Business Academy that was actually launched last year. And so I know you are looking to take it to new heights this year. Talk to us about this Small Business Academy as a new program, but is still part of Marketplace.
Yeah, the Lieutenant Governor actually came about this program because as she was traveling around the state, people were asking also, what about for small businesses that want to start or are already a year or two in the business, but are not yet there in terms of a full-fledged business. So we came to understand, there is a need that we are not covering, because marketplace very much was for existing businesses trying to grow. So we created this small business academy for startups and be able to show them the right way to start before they spend their dear saved money. They could get help in terms of understanding how to start a business. So we have a full day, a half a day program, for startups on the October 29th. That's where it's free. We will have a number of over 25 resources available so that they could work with you not only that day, but with the continuity of getting mentorship.
Excellent, excellent. And is there a cost? You were saying there's no cost?
There is no cost. It's a free. So last year we started that program, and we were kind of just lecturing. The half day went by telling people what to do. So we got some comments from last year, understanding that it is great to mention what needs to be done, but what was important was for our attendees to have opportunity to say what they needed. So this year we have 90 minutes of round tables discussing what you need.
Wow.
So we will actually directly touch what your concerns are.
Oh, that's excellent. So those roundtables will have specific topics connected to small businesses?
Indeed.
Or the start of businesses, rather?
Through the registration as you go, you will see, we will ask you what are your top needs. Mm-hmm. You will give us 2, and we will make sure those in the first half an hour, your first choice, and the second half an hour, your second choice will be addressed in your round table.
Okay.
And then the last half an hour, we will give you on industry as a whole.
Got it. So, Marjorie.
Yes.
You are, again, the executive director of the Business Council, also the chair of our Ethnic Business Coalition.
Yes.
What does this Small Business Academy mean to our members and to your particular constituencies at the council?
Yes. So the Ethnically Diverse Business Coalition is a coalition of all of the ethnic chambers in the state of Wisconsin that come together to work on behalf of our constituents, which are minority-owned businesses. And the Small Business Academy is definitely a need that needed to be fulfilled. And I love the way that it's growing. It means that people that are looking for resources or looking to connect the dots, if you will, because starting a business is not easy. To start it and to start it properly, if you had to do it on your own, would take you probably 2.5 to 3 years. So, for you to be able to come to, a 2-hour, basically take 2 hours out of your afternoon to come and learn how to do it the right way with all of the right people in the room to teach you how to do that. It's phenomenal. And it will kind of give you that boost and help with your learning curve of what you need to do to start your business properly. But what I can say as far as the effect that it will have on our businesses and our community is that people that are looking or thinking, I wonder if this could be a business. I wonder, how much I can really scale my current, hobby, if you will, and turn this into a business. It's a great opportunity to hear, to say, yes, I can do this after you attend the 2 hours because your needs will be addressed, and then to go out and make it happen, which will grow, our business startups here in the state for MBEs.
Excellent, excellent. Jackie, I know that through the bid, you are always offering various workshops for entrepreneurs, and really your conversations have been around what does it take to start businesses, what does it take to sustain. So how is this Small Business Academy going to complement your efforts as a leader and also for your members and constituencies?
Wonderful. So Business Improvement Districts is a public-private partnership, and all bids are created differently. Their organization is similar, But what we offer our business owners and emerging business owners is different. We all approach it a different way. At Marketplace Business 32, what we try to do is offer as much technical assistance as possible. And I appreciate what Seyum and the team did around finding out what the needs are. Because when we talk to business owners and when we talk to entrepreneurs who are even looking to get started, they always tell us what their needs are. And then they continue to say that our needs are not being fulfilled with what might be in the marketplace for us. So with the Small Business Academy, I'm very excited about it, is because they do have this opportunity for people to go and express what it is they need, how they can actually manage that, how they can get the resources that's available to them, but also talk to other entrepreneurs or business owners that might be existing that could help them or collaborate with them. So we talked about collaboration, how they could start collaborating with individuals who may have a similar business as theirs or something that's compatible. So the Business Academy, to me, as I promote it with my entrepreneurs and some of the business owners, is how are you going to connect not only with the resources that the marketplace will provide, but how are you going to connect with the individuals that's already there for you and work with them.
Excellent. You know, capacity building continues to be a major issue when we speak about our businesses. And as I'm listening and I'm thinking about our involvement, because, you know, I run a chamber, so I'm right there with all of you.
Yes,
You know, we've
indeed.
all been working together over the last several years. And like yourselves, having that commitment to our businesses with their capacity, but also promoting a message here in Greater Milwaukee that we have some people out here who are very serious about starting their businesses, who are making genuine efforts to sustain and grow, and that we have organizations like yourselves and like mine to support. How do you see Marketplace being an arm of advocacy, even after the conference on the 29th and 30th, kind of an ongoing advocate around capacity building and just business development and growth in this area? And I'm going to ask my two guests, not you, right, to say you.
No,
Okay, we'll come back to you.
We'll come back to
But,
you.
you know, these
These
are,
are the people.
are on the
Right,
ground. They
exactly.
get it,
Yes.
you know, and I'm so proud. I mean, I'm excited actually
Yes,
today to be
yes.
with all of you because I know you're making a difference. But talk to me about that.
I appreciate that question because as Seyum was talking about Marketplace and I think about the stuff that we do every day related to our business owners, I'm always wondering about the outcome. I'm wondering about what's going to happen afterwards. What's the solution? What did they gain when they went there? How are they going to utilize those techniques and skills afterwards? But you did ask a specific question about advocacy, and I want to address that. So our organization is all about how do we advocate on behalf of our business owners. Part of it has to do with if you're an existing business owner and you're working in your store or in your retail shop or in your business, you are actually focused on that thing. And when things arise that you can't resolve, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come to me, they're going to come to Marjorie, they may call WEDC for some solutions. So the important thing that we like to tell our business is that we're here to support your efforts around this whole advocacy effort. It's going to take all of us, but we're here to sort of make the field a little easier for you to walk through because we have some resource information or relationships or collaborations with entities that could help you solve your problem. And I was just talking to another group about this. How do we actually advocate on behalf of the business owner who have identified a challenge? They could go to Marketplace and come back with the same challenge, but what I would do with them is a conversation around, okay, what did you learn and who else do we need to work together to talk to solve this problem? And if it's a bigger issue, how do I collaborate with my partners, with the business council, with all of the chambers to help us work together and make it happen? So I expect that people will come back with questions around advocacy. I expect that the marketplace will have people ask them those specific questions and they'll come to us and ask for solutions to help them move forward with the business owners.
When we get those questions, and if we can't address them in the current market that's out there to support them, we then come back to, the organizers of Marketplace, which is, WEDC and SAYUM, and say, hey, look, this has come up similar to the Small Business Academy. That's why it came up, because, we're on the ground, we're talking to business owners all the time, all of us. And it was like, there's a need here that needs to be fulfilled that's not currently being fulfilled in the market, because people don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And, us collectively, we may have the answer, but, no one has time to get on the phone and call 40 different entities to figure out what they do. So it's good for us, as we're taking it in and we're doing that day-to-day working through the problem, to also be able to say, hey, this is becoming a challenge in the market. How can we use Marketplace to address that? So when everybody's in the room, we can go ahead and just, start having a conversation and offering a solution to that problem.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Listening to that, SAYUM, what are you thinking? You're in such a unique and significant role, and I want to also personally thank you and salute you for your commitment to our minority businesses. As a chamber leader, we appreciate you so much. And, it's people make the difference, not programs, but people. Right. And both Jackie and Marjorie alluded to that, especially with the success and the expansion of Marketplace. But given what the two of them have said, what are you thinking in terms of just that ongoing advocacy past Marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it and the way they explained it well, we are just the facilitators. We need all the support we are getting from the community, the organizations, including elected officials as well. I mean, for example, I want to mention Senator Taylor. She hears from her constituents on the needs, as I mentioned earlier with the Lieutenant Governor. And she was very specific. For example, she attended the Small Business Academy to see what we were providing. And she was alluding to that point where they need to be heard, what they need as a startup business. And that's why we change. So advocacy comes in different ways. And that is, to me, an advocacy for us to provide that kind of targeted, effective program. The same with our planning committee. They are hearing all these things from the community, and we are together creating an effective program, even if it is a half a day.
And hold that thought, because it's about that time. We are here today talking about Marketplace 2015, a conference that will occur on October 29th and 30th for minority businesses, veteran-owned businesses, and women-owned businesses. I have SAYUM Mengesha, who is the Business Development Manager for the state of Wisconsin, Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, known as WEDC. We have Jacqueline Ward, who is our Executive Director of the Fondi Economic Corporation, better known as BID 32. And we also have Marjorie Rucker, who is the Executive Director of the Business Coalition. And I'm your host today, Dr. Eve Hall, the President and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Wisconsin. We will be right back.
In order to beat breast cancer, I knew I would have to lose my breasts. But to reclaim my life, I chose breast reconstruction.
Each year, nearly 150,000 women will learn they will undergo a mastectomy due to breast cancer. But 7 out of 10 women are never told about their breast reconstruction options. Breast reconstruction is a very important part of the healing process, both physically and emotionally. Download my song Flower to share the message and help us share the fact that women can feel whole again.
114th Infantry Company, Iraq.
The memories are all blurred.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
The words, they're hard to find.
I came back a different person.
I wonder if she's better off without me.
You just feel alone.
You gave all to the cause of freedom. Now it's our turn to give our all to you. It's free and totally confidential. Reach us at operationnotforgotten.com. We are here.
She passed away about 6 months ago. Sure, yeah, they missed their mom. It was hard to learn that there was no cure. You know, you don't want to see somebody that you love suffer. So we sought hospice care. The hospice people made her feel comfortable and pain-free. At first, the girls didn't know what was going on. The girls knew that Mommy was sick, that Mommy wasn't feeling well, but they didn't know that Mommy was going to die. I don't always have the answers, the best answers to the questions that they're going to ask about what's going on, and often the hospice people would be there, and they helped. You know, they helped me and the girls through just an incredibly hard time.
My name is Dr. Eve Hall, President and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce, Wisconsin. I am hosting What's Going On with my co-host, Martha Love. Today, our focus again is Marketplace 2015, an excellent conference that will be valuable to business owners, to entrepreneurs, those who are thinking about a business, those who are existing business owners, coming up on October 29th and 30th. Today, I have three individuals who are strongly connected to Marketplace. The facilitator and really the person who's overseeing Marketplace, Seyum Mengesha, who is with WEDC, Marjorie Rucker, who is the Executive Director of the Business Council and also the Chair of the Ethnic Business Coalition, and Jackie Ward, who is the Executive Director of the Business Improvement District number 32. We were speaking about advocacy just before the break, and Seyum, you were speaking about what advocacy could truly mean beyond Marketplace 2015 on October 29th and 30th.
Yeah, I was actually, Marjorie earlier touched it on, the presence of the minority businesses in that great number. When you have people, over 600 people at a conference, that itself is an advocacy. Marjorie earlier mentioned, people ask, are there minority businesses around? When you present yourself and say, we're here, starting from elected officials, corporations, lenders, everyone will say, yes, this is real. We need to be part. So the attendees themselves are advocates for their own future.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And as the chair of the Ethnically Diverse Business Coalition, which is that coalition of the minority chambers in the state of Wisconsin, we advocate yearly. We actually go up to Madison, and for issues that are coming up that affect minority-owned businesses, we do that advocacy as well over and above. So the issues you're having as a business owner, if there's some legislation or some policy that is affecting that, we all go up to Madison and we advocate. So, if you're not a chamber member, you should consider becoming one, because we do also do that higher level policy advocacy to legislators, which in turn does affect Marketplace.
Absolutely.
In the future.
And I recall, our chamber participated last year. And so we have about 50 people at least, at the beginning, which was a great start.
Absolutely.
And visiting with legislators. And it's so important.
Absolutely. It wasn't just the chambers. Minority businesses are also welcome to attend. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. But yes, it was an excellent event. And the legislators said to us, specifically, I'm glad that you all are doing this. We hope that it continues, because that is what, we need to, make things possible or make it better for you. If we don't hear it's an issue, we don't know. And we don't always address it the way that you may like us to, because we don't know that it exists. So it's very, very important to have your voice heard, and that's just also another opportunity.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't put a plug in for the African American Chamber of Commerce of Wisconsin, because last year, to complement those efforts, we actually had 9 legislators who came to Milwaukee, and Seyum, you were part of that day. And these legislators visited 5 of our businesses. So that was a great experience because they actually had a chance to see and feel our businesses, have conversations with our business owners, and then we had a wrap up. So we do plan to do more of those types of visits here in the area and collaborate, on a much greater level so that they can see the businesses. So let me move on
to quickly
to
add in on the local level as far as advocacy, because I remembered as Marjorie was speaking on the state level, by us being in a partnership with the city of Milwaukee, there's always issues that our business owners and our property owners have to deal with, and it's sometimes too much for them. So they know a big part of what business improvement district managers do is advocate on their behalf to help change things downtown, and even sometimes it goes to the state level. So because we are connected to those entities, those governmental resources and people, we're able to help get things done a little bit quicker, a little bit easier on their behalf. We don't take it from them. We want them to advocate on their behalf and do some of the work themselves. But once we find out what the challenge is and where we can fit in, we definitely help them move through that process.
And I have watched you, Jackie. You are both assertive and aggressive, and but in a good way, because you're so passionate about what needs to happen for our businesses. So you are really a true mark of an advocate as well. So thank you for what you do in your role. So, and to that, let's go a little bit deeper into just entrepreneurship, which again, at Marketplace, you'll be focusing on a lot of the issues that impact our businesses. But let's just take an opportunity to speak a little bit more. So some of the things that we speak about when people are thinking about a business, they have to think about, okay, if I'm going to start this restaurant, am I in a location in which people will really come? Will they see my business? Do I have a menu that's attractive? What are my true opportunities to be successful? How do you have the conversation with individuals who have this dream and they may not have really thought about those kinds of details, which we all know are very important? Any one of you, talk to me about how you address that.
Well, first of all, I just want to use your analogy of a restaurant. When somebody come to me and say they want to start a restaurant, which is a big undertaking, the first thing I'm going to ask them is, have you ever worked in a restaurant before? Because there are people that do come to us and say, oh, I want to start a catering business. I want to start a restaurant. I want to start a food business. What kind of experience have you had in that particular industry? And if you haven't had any, we encourage them really, really hard to go out and at least either volunteer, intern, get mentored in that particular field, because it's not as easy as you think. Now, we may have passion, we might even have the finances to start a business, but we have to also have some sort of experience, hands-on experience about the day-to-day of that particular industry. So to answer your question related to that, the other thing is when you talk about location, it's very important, and I'm glad you asked that, because business improvement districts, one of the things that we do talk a lot about is buildings and location and how do you find the right spot. In our day of social media and marketing on the internet, it's important to be in the right location, but that doesn't always determine your success. So, of course, you want to look at marketing information about walkability, if your neighborhood's walkable. But if you don't have that, that doesn't always determine how successful you'll be in that particular business. Traffic count, how many cars are passing by your business? So you capture their attention with a nice sign. You work with the entire community, making that neighborhood a place of interest for you to participate in. So although a specific location is important, the entire neighborhood is also important. But making sure that a little bit of research is done, and we talk a lot about research with our entrepreneurs, even our existing business, about marketing strategies. We know that there's a percentage of your budget that should be dedicated to marketing. But if you have a lower budget, or if you're just starting out, we have to use social media. We have to use the power of networking. We have to be able to, even if we're in a walkable or non-walkable neighborhood, to be able to let people know that we're in that particular spot. Can I do a quick plug on a business plan competition that we just...
Of course, I know, which is bad. Well, congratulations on that. I'll let you. That's why we're here.
And the reason I bring it up is because the gentleman that won, Kelvin Hayden, who's a wonderful clothing designer in our neighborhood, in our community, is going to be locating in a building and in a neighborhood that people won't consider as walkable because we're on Fond du Lac, speeding traffic and things like that. But what we're working with him on is what kind of signage are you going to have? What kind of networks are you going to connect to make sure that people know you're there? So if they have to drive, which we encourage people to walk in most places, to come to that particular building. What are you offering on the social media side? What kind of things are you getting to get people to your particular building or your retail shop so that they know that you're there? Right. And there are techniques, and all of us, I think, work with entrepreneurs on that particular item. Marketing is very, very important.
Absolutely. It's very important. It's the one thing that's the most expensive a lot of times, and it's the one thing that entrepreneurs normally don't think about. You have a great idea. You know your product is great. You know you can offer that service. But again, if no one knows you exist, how do you do that? And how do you make it affordable where your business doesn't fail because you're trying to spend so much money marketing, and you don't get dollars to market, even if you take out a business loan or whatever. I think that's something that entrepreneurs need to know too, that we all have conversations about, with people daily. But, when you take out a business loan, you don't get money to do that. So how do you do that? So definitely the social media, but it's always location. And I encourage any entrepreneur to really look within the city of Milwaukee and to go to different business improvement districts and to talk to those managers, see what's working there and whatnot. Because a lot of times a business owner wants to go where it's easy, but the easy places are really expensive. So, if you can kind of reevaluate your lens and go somewhere where you may not think you would be successful, go and learn the area, walk the area, talk to the business owners. And when I worked at a business improvement district, I would have business owners that were looking to come into the area that would actually talk to the other business owners to see what their experience was. So, having those conversations, and then because that may also be helpful to you, you can then determine how the traffic is going up and down the street. Are there people walking based on your particular business? If you're a small manufacturer, foot traffic doesn't matter. If you're a studio, foot traffic doesn't matter. But if you're a coffee shop or a restaurant or something like that, it does. So, you really have to think about what you're offering. And then you need to really do the analysis and look around the city. I always encourage the city, and look inside to see what's out there, and go and talk to other business owners in that area to see, if they're successful or what their experience is. I think that you would be pleasantly surprised, and you will get some great insight on doing that, because what we all hate to see sitting around this circle here is for an entrepreneur to go out there, find a location, spend money on a lease, do all of this, get equipment, and then where they're at is just not the best place for them. And they find that out after the fact because no one told them these are, some of the things that you can do that are low cost, things to make sure that you're in the right spot. So
true.
Yeah.
And I know you were very effective at LISC. That's when I first met you.
Yes.
And so a lot of what you're saying, I know you did that at LISC, and really, in a sense, bringing that to...
I actually did that at King Drive, and then continued to support the efforts of my colleagues and peers that were out there in the field while I was at LISC.
Yeah. And the bids, as we call them, or business improvement districts, they really are under the radar. And so, part of what we want to do going forth, even through this show, is begin to have more information circulated about the business improvement districts and how they really can serve this community and probably enhance the success rate of our businesses. So thank you for that.
And I think what businesses and startups need to know is the business improvement districts, and the managers and the people around them, they are their team members. You can't just do it by yourself. You always need advisors and team. And these are people that have the knowledge of resources, whether it's technical assistance or financial. actually, if you work very closely with the Business Improvement District group, you could minimize your expenses. There are number of ways of doing your websites, learning the business plan, and understanding the regulatory issues before you spend your money. We talked about the restaurant, there are a number of regulatory issues that you have to understand before you just go and open a rent, before you sign your lease. Once you are signed, then you have a commitment to pay, and it might take you 6 months to open your business, and now money is being wasted. So take time, understand, and work with your team. The other thing I want to mention is startup businesses are afraid to talk about their business. They think someone will take their ideas away. No idea is secret. The only way to win is to make yours the best. So if you do that, you will always win. It's a competition. Business is not easy. So if you are afraid, don't go in. But trying to protect and not talk about your business, then you are not getting the feedback necessary whether you have a good product or not, whether people like yours or not. So I think being open and planning well and say, I will succeed because my product or services are the best.
Yes, that's so good. And we really do not speak enough. And once again, it goes to marketplace. That's another opportunity to speak about your business and share. So there's another issue with entrepreneurs, access to capital. And I'm bringing that up because, of course, as a chamber, we are involved with the revolving loan fund. And people don't always have money. Again, when they're coming to you, Jackie and Marjorie, and they're speaking about businesses, oftentimes we know that capital is an issue. Managing the cash flow that you have is an issue. Your credit, I mean, all of these things around capital. Speak to, kind of, from a state level, speak a little bit to how you became involved in really our revolving loan fund program with our chambers of commerce, which I am one. And then what I'd like Jackie and Margie to do for you two to speak to what you've experienced in that area with those who've come to you.
Well, I think in terms of access to capital, the program has to be effective. As a state, we had the Minority Business Development Fund for years under Wisconsin Department of Commerce, but it was administered by the state, and we were not right in the front line. So it was very difficult to actually become effective. As Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, we said, how about partnering with our minority chambers? We have your organization, the African American Chamber of Commerce of Wisconsin. We have the American Indian Chamber. We have the Hispanic, and we have the Asian, the Hmong Chamber. And partnering with you and providing revolving loan fund and the technical assistance to support that program has reversed the game. You are out in the community and you are able to talk to people and understand their need, and actually you multiplied one state program into the community and became effective. So that's the way I think I see it, and I'm glad that this kind of community engagement has existed.
Absolutely.
It's very important. So behind the advocacy issue, when our businesses, the existing one comes to us first and say they have challenges getting through loopholes downtown or on the state level with regulatory or licenses or permitting, the next thing on the list with our entrepreneurs and existing business has to be access to capital. So as a business improvement district, and all of us make our own decision about how we do this, but most of us do have matching funds to help some of our business owners who are existing. In our case, if there's a new business coming into our area, we might be able to help support those entrepreneurs as well with some matching funds for certain things to help them fight foundationally. You mentioned earlier that we do workshops. So we would encourage people to come to some of the workshops that we offer, that the Business Council may offer, the state, WIBIC, all of those entities. Go and experience some of this technical assistance that's available to you. But also there's a very new and exciting program that the city is offering called Kiva, and it's actually crowdfunding loan program for individuals who may not have that traditional access to capital. So if they can't access the revolving loan fund, or if there's some issues around the regulatory process of that, they can do the crowdfunding piece, which is more like social entrepreneurship. And we encourage them to do that along with partnering with the chambers to access capital. Those are the steps that we are encouraging even our traditional businesses, even our existing businesses, even our entrepreneurs to start out with. Start small, and then move up to the big guys, to the banks, and if that's necessary. We like to encourage people to get enough a business from their constituents that's minimized, but we know that the revolving loan fund is there for them, and we want to encourage them to take advantage of it.
And we're also a Kiva trustee, just as a reminder. So, so we've been able to promote a business owner already, and we did provide our first loan. And we know, even as chambers, that we want to continue to look at improving how we are collaborating with you, because we've really not maximized, again, our bids. And I'll be the first to say that. I used an example of a spider. I don't say we talk about that, that when I think about the bids, it's this spider. So it's this city with all these legs, okay? And those legs are all the bids that make up the different districts, and then they're able to speak to what's happening in their particular areas. And then our chambers and business associations then connect to you, So I think there's just so much more that we can do, so much more opportunity. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you for that, Jackie.
And let me speak a little bit to entrepreneurship, because I know we talked about this a little bit offset while we were at break mode. But if you're an entrepreneur and you're a home-based entrepreneur, that still doesn't mean that your business isn't as scalable. It can't grow. That you shouldn't be at marketplace and accessing some of these resources that we're talking about. So let me just say that I think a lot of people, when we talk about entrepreneurship, people may be watching and they may be saying, well, I'm just a little small home-based business. How do I fit? Why would I go to this? You definitely want to go just for the networking alone, for the quality of that, but then also just being able to learn. So as you are growing and scaling, you know what resources are out there for you. So I just wanted to say that. The second thing I want to say, as far as access to capital, and I always used to tell entrepreneurs this: I need you to check your credit report. Okay, I need you to check your credit report, because that will tell you where you need to start and where you're going to finish if you play the long game. So, for example, if you have a really, really good business idea or a concept, you want to locate into a space, depending on the industry, but your credit isn't that great. And for you to do this project, it's going to cost you X amount of dollars that you cannot access, even through Kiva Zip, the revolving loan funds, and other non-traditional banking sources, then you need to figure out your plan B, and then you need to scale into that. And that's the one thing that I need entrepreneurs to understand, because that is so important. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that you need to do a plan B. You need to scale it back a little bit. You need to work with the resource providers that are out there for you, and they will all be at Marketplace. And then let us help you learn how to grow it, so that in the long run, you've done it right, you've done it well, and you are successful, and we can stand and champion you and say, that's what we're talking about, because it is a long game. And even if you do have great credit and you can go out there to the bank get those gap resources that you need for financing, et cetera, because the bank doesn't always give you as much money as you need first go round.
Never.
So never, right? So you
Risk
always,
averse.
right. So you always are going to have a gap in financing, but you still need to be really, really smart about your plan, especially when you're starting out, because you don't want to overcommit. You're getting out there into the market, even if you have every great resource, behind you, you still, want to be fiscally responsible and savvy. So, that is something that we all talk about. I know when we're on the phone talking individually, because I've heard, everybody in action. But, since we have this platform, I do want to say I need you to check your credit report before you start having conversations, because I would hate for you to get to where you are almost ready to go. And then when you're knocking on those doors to access that capital, you're hearing no, and you're saying, well, you guys were on there saying all these great resources and I can't get, to what I need. And, so that's something that I also need to just clarify for the viewers, and then to call us once you know that, and we will definitely help you along the way.
Yes, and thank you for that, because I have seen people become very disheartened.
Yes.
And it all it is, I call it, it's a temporary block. Let's see where you are,
right?
And let's get you to where you need to be, help you become loan ready, et cetera, et cetera. So you mentioned a little bit about regulations, permits, and we know that those are other issues when we're talking about businesses. Let's talk about that. How have permits and regulations been a problem? Very, very quickly, like in 15 seconds.
Well, we help work through it at the city level, so we can make sure that people get what they need. What they do have challenges with sometimes is on the state level. So I'm going to look at Seyum and ask him.
Okay, and very quickly, I have to wrap up. So.
Yeah, actually at Marketplace, the state has a program to address regulatory issues.
Oh, good.
And the responsible person will be there to connect and here we're quite open about hearing just small businesses, the regulatory issues they have.
Right.
But again, the best thing is come forward and share.
Okay, wonderful. Anything
for me, just give somebody a call. We'll help you figure it out. We help you navigate through that process. So we're your advocate for that.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Seyum Menegesha, WEDC, Jackie Ward, Bid 32, Marjorie Rucker, the Business Council. Today's program focused on Marketplace 2015, which will occur October 29th and 30th. To register, www.marketplacewisconsin, all of those words spelled out, .com. That's www.marketplacewisconsin.com. If you want direct information, you may call our office, the African American Chamber of Commerce Wisconsin, speak to Chantel, 462-9450. You may call Marjorie's office, which is the Business Council, and speak with Roseanne, 287-4108, or you may call Bid 32 and speak with Deidre, 265-2242. I encourage all of you business owners, whether you have the home business, as was mentioned earlier, or you have a standing business out in the community, come to Marketplace Conference. You will learn everything that you need to know to start a business, to maintain your business, to grow your business. This is a learning opportunity that you do not want to miss. Dr. Eve Hall, African American Chamber of Commerce, signing off from What's Going On with our host, Martha Love. Thank you.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? In the meantime, right now, baby. Right now.
An MCM production.